But with that, we will move in to our voting round. I think we're going to give everybody a chance. Is that correct? To make one final pitch for their film. Do we feel that's worthwhile?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Samir
why
gets
not?
to say one play he's watched as well.
Yeah.
And
So everyone's
call
going to
it
make
a
a pitch for their film. And to keep just
Me
a quick reminder,
included
Samir
with
will
this.
be voting. What's going to happen is if it somehow results in a tie, we're just going to remove Samir's vote. So there's a lot of
Wait.
like game theory going on here, and
Wait,
I've literally drawn up every single scenario of how the vote can go, and if I feel a specific way on one, I can vote my way. It's very complicated.
Wait,
but I have
Cory-
faith in the
Cory
process.
just said game theory. That ties into microeconomics. That ties into Wall Street. That ties into stocks. GameStop. What? AMC?
hold Bitcoin, hold AMC. Everyone hold.
1%.
I thought you were going to bring up the 2001 film A Beautiful Mind, which is a great film about game theory.
It is
You
a
guys-
really good movie.
That's a very good movie, yeah.
I actually watched that in my microeconomics class.
Really, I
In
watched
high
that
school.
in my AP Psych. It's not remotely related. But
Yeah, we saw it in AP Psych. We saw it in AP Psych. We shouted out AP Psych twice this episode.
yeah, look at
Let's
that.
go AP Psych.
Yeah.
Guys.
Dude,
Yeah.
we deserve to get fucking. Nah, I don't know. AP Psych twice. That's 2 high school throwbacks for me.
Yeah, I think what else? We got 2 Will Gamble
Okay,
references, I
I
think,
like
today
that.
too.
Yeah.
Like,
No, Will Gamble listens to this podcast. He's gonna have the biggest heart on.
Oh
Like
my God.
I'm prepared to look out
You should
my
tell me.
window and
to
see
see
Will
him
Gamble's
smile. I can
boner
picture that
just
Will
like
smile.
down
Oh,
McKee Street.
I'm gonna use this podcast to tell Will right now that I love him and I miss him a lot, and I see his smile so clearly in front of me. I hope this is bringing a smile to his face.
He and
all
I
share
are
the
actually
same
watching Star Wars Episode
WandaVision?
4 tomorrow night.
Uh,
Well, that's the thing. Well,
Wanda-
we can talk about this after. Let's finish the podcast.
Paul
Okay,
Bettany
okay,
was
okay.
in A Beautiful Mind, who was also the Vision. You know, it's all coming
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Tie it all in.
he's
all
also
coming
holding
together.
on AMC.
Stocks, Paul
He's
Bettany.
holding on AMC.
There might even be some similarities there in terms of his character existing or not existing.
True. That is
Yeah,
very,
that's
very true.
Great point.
All right, well, let's start.
Sam
with
has
you,
no
Sam.
idea what we're talking about.
Sam, you brought us Your Name tonight. 2016 anime film from Makoto Shinkai. Give us your pitch as to why you think you deserve to survive, not just this week, but let's keep in mind, those who move on will be moving on to our championship round, so this is a big one.
I don't take this honor lightly, Cory, let me tell you. I think Your Name,
What,
We-
Cory or Dane or Samir?
Well, what?
You said Your Name as in like, I think Your Name is, just go on.
Should be the
I know.
intro to
that was a Samir joke.
That was a fantastic Samir joke. I think Your Name is obviously very beautiful. That is like an indisputable fact. But more than it just being beautiful, it's frankly almost revolutionary in how it animates its movie. It's a completely different animation style throughout. It goes from 3D generated to hand-drawn realism throughout, and it's very seamless. If you don't like the first 30 minutes, I wouldn't hold it against you. I'm not a huge fan, but I think that final like hour and 15 minutes are truly spectacular. It's a concept that is super heady and could be incredibly convoluted and complex and not fun to sit through, and yet you're kind of just along for the ride. And I think very few movies that have like time travel concepts like this do that. Like, I think this is very specific in how well it conveys its message, conveys the theory and the inner workings of how it works. And at the end, the like, I love you hand reveal. How fucking cute and beautiful is that? I think this movie, if we're going on crowd pleasers, I think you can show this movie to literally anyone and they would enjoy it. I would be very shocked if the vast majority of people did not like this movie. And I think it's a very great movie. Very, very good.
Cool.
Cool. All right, Dane, you're up. Give us your
Oh,
pitch for
Asshole. Fuck you,
the host.
Dane.
We're not
All
supposed to
right.
respond. Hey, we're about to vote.
Yeah. So my movie was The Host by Bong Joon-ho. So Bong Joon-ho, he likes to give a little spin on your genre films. This is a monster movie, and he certainly adds his twist to this one. There's a lot of social commentary to this film. There's a lot of just very interesting and comical suspense. You don't think they fit together, but they do. It's a very interesting movie. I do think there's a lot in this one that you can appreciate from any film goer. There are moments of horror, of comedy, and it really wraps up what Bong Joon-ho is as a director. Um, in the end, I I'm a fan of classic horror films, and it really brings together those the classic monster film tropes and puts a very unique spin on it. I think it is a very entertaining film that a lot of people can enjoy, whether you've seen a Bong Joon-ho film before or not. Um, in all, the Host, it's a very very fun, entertaining film that I think a lot of people can find at least a little bit that they can like in it. But yeah, that's my take on The Host. That was all over the place, guys. I'm not gonna lie, but
I would just like to amend my final reasoning and call out someone. Oh no, never mind. Okay,
I
Cory,
don't
you
know
go.
if you should be allowed to update your.
Okay. I'm just going through my game theory then.
But you're all done there, Dane, with your pitch.
yeah, I'm all done.
All right, then I will wrap us up with Margaret. Yeah, so I just hope that you guys, felt something watching this movie. I know that some of you mentioned that you did feel really moved by it, and that's to me what I think is so special about it. I agree, it's very ambitious. Its ambition can certainly perhaps get in the way at times, but at the end of the day, this is I find to be the most profound of this bunch. And one that I think it certainly has stuck with me, and I hope it sticks with you guys. And I hope it's sticking with you as in the days since you've watched it, or however long it's been since you watched it. As we've had this conversation, I hope Margaret has stuck with you. I think it includes a terrific performance at its core in Anna Paquin. She's a really, really complex character who it seems like we land in all different places on her, but no matter what, it certainly makes it for a more stimulating film because she just stimulates such interesting debate. There's a lot to be said about the role that New York City plays in this movie, and we didn't even mention this during our discussion, but I think that core moment, like the moment when this accident actually happens, Mark Ruffalo's performance, I think, is really great there, as small as his part kind of is. But also, like, I just think the way that Lonergan directs that moment is so well done. It's not melodramatic and over the top. It just kind of handed to you fairly naturally, and yet you can't help but feel the weight of the moment, which I think, we had a conversation earlier that Dane sort of alluded to, is this sort of the role that tragedies can play in people's lives and how the fallout from that tragedy can play out. I think the movie really, really captures that really beautifully. I think if you're looking for a movie that's really going to stick with you, I think this would be the one of the three. And I hope that that you see that when you cast your votes tonight. All right. Well, with that, let's move into our voting round. So yeah, we will basically be muting ourselves and turning our cameras off within our Discord chat to cast our vote to you, the loyal listeners at home, before we reveal our votes via written paper after our votes have been read aloud. So, do you want to, Samir? Do you want to go up first? Are you ready? Or
Call.
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
For this episode, while it may be easy for Cory to think that I have it out for him because I recommended, or my movie to vote out last time was Memories of a Murder, but I think there's a lot to like in Margaret. There's a lot of really good stuff. There's a lot of really great scenes. You could probably take like 5 or 10-minute clips of this, and it would probably win like a indie film festival somewhere as like at the short film contest, because it's so rich. I think that's the best word I can use to describe some of what's going on here. Rich, and it's very dynamic and I think there is a lot of complicated stuff going on. The question I still am left with is that is there too much going on in this movie? Is it too much for the movie to handle in terms of all the different sprawling subplots? I think that it could be using a lot more focus, and there's a lot more efficient way to get from point A to point B, while still delivering some of that emotional punch and exploring some of the ideas this movie does. So, sorry, Cory, but I think my pick is going to be Margaret for
tonight. On the penultimate episode before our finals, I am making a power move, and I am voting Dane Holtz out. I realize that this might be my best shot at getting who I think is the front runner to win out. I don't necessarily think the host is even worse than Margaret. I think they're both pretty equal. I just find that I get more emotional weight from a movie like Margaret. And for once, I was actually convinced that I was actually probably wrong about a movie. I think Margaret is actually pretty impressive. I hope Cory listens to this and doesn't hate me for the like how mean I was on this episode about his movie, because I think Margaret's actually pretty great. But the point is, Dane, I am taking you out in a power move, in a shocking revelation. See ya, sucker.
Alright, guys. So I have been torn about this, really even leading up to announcing this vote. On one hand, you have Your Name, which I felt was pretty disappointing, to be honest. I really did not like the first half of it. Didn't like the ending of it. So you would think that leaves a very small percentage left for me to enjoy. But I did think the animation was really, really, really beautiful. And I did think there were some cool moments with its kind of sci-fi premise, some of its exploration of Japanese culture, and all that jazz. Not my favorite anime film, not even a film that I enjoyed, or I'd say I liked all that much. But to be honest, I think I'm going to have to vote to eliminate Dane based on the host. And the reason is, I actually enjoyed this film even less. Like, I love Bong Joon-ho, but I think this is his weakest film. I found it to just be like kind of clunky at times, and in truth, like I don't know, while I love his social commentary, I talked about it during our discussion, I just didn't really buy into this one a little bit, and I think it might be kind of similar reasons to Sam. I actually just don't maybe I thought I did. Like, to be honest, I always think they sound cool, and I'm underwhelmed by them every single time. So I have to vote to eliminate Dane and the host, and to be honest, if for no other reason than that, I think this might be my best bet to move on. I'm thinking it's more likely that vote with me than it is that Dane will vote with me against Your Name. Well, I'm not feeling great about tonight's vote. We'll see though, guys. I vote to eliminate Dane as the host.
My name's Dane, and I lost my audio, so I have to do a tribal council vote because I want to get this episode out by Wednesday morning. I vote for Cory's Margaret because I think it's kind of bloated, and I think there's some really great things, and knowing me, I probably complimented it more than I talked shit about it, but in the end, I am voting for Margaret.
All right, guys.
Hi,
Can we
should
reveal?
we-
I'm a little nervous. My heart's kind of beating.
I'm really nervous. Oh, okay. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I wrote mine backwards correctly. I feel like I'm gonna reveal my
I
pick and look
didn't.
like a fucking idiot.
Cory, do you want to say anything in terms of just like this
As
is
the host.
yeah,
Like,
as the host,
Jeff
like
Probst-
Yeah.
As Jeff Probst.
So, as Jeff Probst, you want a little bit of Jeff
Yeah,
Probst?
yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
Full Jeff Probst.
Well, no, there are no immunity idols in this, so I can't say if anybody has a hidden immunity idol. Now would be the time to do so. But I'll read the votes. The person voted out will be asked to leave a tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. Are you ready? So in 3, 2, wait. Okay, good. Sam was frozen for me for a sec. I got nervous. 3, 2, 1. Reveal. It's a tie.
Oh, I voted Dane. Dane goes home. I did it. I did it.
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No!
Long game. I knew I
Oh,
could win against
man.
Cory, and I knew I had no chance against Dane,
Yeah.
so I did the swing
But yeah,
vote.
mine was I'm not gonna lie. Mine was also
Son of a
kinda-
bitch!
I literally said in my vote out thing, I was like, I'm doing this because I'm it's more likely that I'll get Sam to swing against Dane than I would get Dane to swing against Sam.
I literally, in mine, I said, I don't even think Dane's is worse than Cory's. I just want to win.
The system is rigged. This is Wall Street.
Well, I
Fuck the rich.
yeah. That's awesome. I'm really I was nervous there. Not gonna lie. Whew.
Came close.
God.
Yeah.
I didn't get any votes. I was convinced I was going home.
Samir, who did you
Actually-
vote for?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny, Sam, that I think you and I
That was the thing.
seem to both kind of want to vote for
And
each
then
other,
he
but
was-
just chose to vote for Dane.
My vote.
God, no, I demand a recount. This election was fraudulent. Rudy Giuliani, if you hear this, I want you on my legal team.
I need your sweat.
Oh my god.
The funny part is,
This
my
tough
initial
matchup.
it's funny part dating back to when, because I'll also say this for our listeners at home, the process of how we pick these, it's kind of funny. In our group chat, we do like a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and we all announce our films at the same time. So, to be honest, like I don't think I would have picked Margaret to go up against these two movies had I known. But we announced at the same time, so you don't really get to see. My strategy, if anything, was I was going for the Samir vote. I thought that Margaret would be like the Samir movie, but then like I said earlier in the episode, I'm just a fucking masochist. I need to stop trying to impress Samir because he just doesn't like anything apparently.
Bro, I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
No, I said, Dane, I want to make it clear that I didn't just completely game the system and vote out a movie that I think was good. I actually do think I would, if I, gun to my head, would pick a movie, I would pick Margaret. I just,
So you did do that.
yeah, so that's what I did. I didn't just totally fuck over Dane just to see Dane go home.
I'll be honest, I was really split, and I probably I could have gone either way with your name or the host, but I saw this exact scenario coming, and I was like, I there's no way. I knew that no one was gonna vote against your name. I just knew that like.
Yeah, I thought your name was definitely, because for some reason we've definitely established like a halo around anime movies. Like I don't think we've said anything
It was
even
the
like
protect. It was the protect.